Greetings everyone from Piedmont Triad International Airport in Greensboro, North Carolina. We are the home of Carolina Aircraft. Carolina Aircraft is the #1 reseller of prime condition Beechcraft Barons and Bonanzas. I'm May K. Beeler, a longtime flight instructor. I love Beechcraft Bonanzas, and you know my favorite is the F33A and the V-tail because they're sporty. So today I have this beautiful 1990 F33A to tell you about. Just look at her. She's outstanding. Let's take a look. You're going to love this engine. It's an IO520BB with ram cam, new Millennium cylinders. Now the ram cam means you can have a little bit of extra speed and horsepower and fuel economy. This engine is still under warranty, only 40 hours on it since major overhaul. And the prop is a 3-blade Macaulay prop, only 430 hours on it since prop overhaul. I don't know about you, but when I have a plane that looks this good, I'm going to be going places. And she's got plenty of fuel to take me there in style. 104 gallons of usable fuel. You can see the tip tanks, and that means well over 1,000 miles with IFR reserves. Now, even though this beautiful F33A is a 1990 model, she only has 2,240 hours on the airframe since new. And look at the paint. This is my favorite part of the plane. She's a showstopper. Now the paint was redone in 2012. It's in pretty good condition. Few places that need some touch up, but overall, I think she's outstanding. Now the gross maximum weight for this aircraft is 1,271 pounds. We have a large cargo area in the back here where you can load as much as 270 pounds. But as always, of course, you want to make sure you don't exceed the gross maximum weight of the aircraft or get the aircraft out of CG. Your passengers are going to love 332 Hotel Papa. Look at the interior. It's in pretty good condition. Nice gray leather seats. I love the black side panels and the black headliner, all in very good condition.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Greensboro, North Carolina. This is Brian Tuttle with Carolina Aircraft. I'm here today to show you this very nice instrument panel on November 332 Hotel Papa. Let's take a closer look. As you've already seen from the outside, November 332 Hotel Papa is an extremely nice F33A. The panel in the interior is no exception. We'll start at the top left here. This is your analog airspeed indicator. Just below that is your standby electric attitude indicator. Your primary flight displays, this is the Aspen Evolution. This has a lot of information within it. On the left side here, if we were rolling down the runway, you would see your vertical digital readout of your airspeed. Just below this, if you can see, you will get a continuous readout of your true airspeed and your ground speed. On the right hand side, this is your vertical vertical readout of your altimeter, your barometric pressure here in inches. Below, this is your HSI and your compass. And this unit has GPS steering as well. We'll talk about the autopilot here shortly, but if you push this button and you're in heading mode, you have GPS steering. So if there is a turn in your flight plan on your Garmin 750, this will actually take that turn for you without having to manually turn the HSI. So moving on to the right, this is your altimeter and your vertical speed indicator. In the middle of the panel here, we have all of our engine instrumentation. This is our manifold pressure and fuel flow gauge. To the right here is our RPM. Left and right fuel gauges here for your main tanks, and then in the middle we have our analog readouts of our cylinder head temperature, oil temperature, our amp meter for our battery, and our oil pressure. Just below that we have a very nice JPI EDM 700. Now this will show you the cylinder head temperatures and exhaust gas temperatures of all 6 cylinders, along with your oil temperature and your battery as well. In the middle is our control head for our PS Engineering 3000 audio panel. This is a 4-place intercom system. And then just to the right is our gauge for our fuel tanks for our Osborne tip tanks, along with the transfer pumps just below. Now these transfer straight into the main tanks, which will give you a total fuel quantity of 114 gallons usable fuel. On the far side here we have our King KMA24 audio panel. Just below that is our GPS. This is a Garmin 750W. This is a wash unit. It is the newer style 750 with the beveled edges along the sides and the bottom. Now this was redesigned a few years ago. When this unit first came out, it was so flat that guys were having a little bit of trouble changing frequencies and using the touch screen in turbulence, so they came out with this beveled edge. So very nice unit. Starting at the top here, this is our comm frequencies. If I wanted to change my standby, I would simply touch here. Now I could tune in the ATIS for Greensboro, and I could either hit enter, which will put it in my standby there, or if I went ahead and hit transfer, it would automatically put it up into my active frequency. What I really like about this unit is if I click here and I don't want to use the touch screen part, I can still change it with the knobs, just like on a Garmin 430 or 530 as well. And again, we'll hit enter here. Same thing on the nav side when you're putting in your ILS frequencies or VOR frequencies. If we were flying, we would see a readout of our nearest waypoint that we are currently going direct to. So it would give us our distance, our track, our ground speed, and then our true track there as well. Our transponder, this is really neat, where we have we have our transponder built in, where we can again digitally touch screen. We can manually switch it here as well, or it's tied into the Garmin 327. So if I change it down here, it will automatically transpose up to the transponder setting at the top. So let's walk through some of the different pages that we have here. This is our home page. If I go to map, we just get a layout. Currently we're in Greensboro, North Carolina, and you can see here I can scroll out or scroll back in. I can change the CDI from VLOC to GPS, go into different menu items, messages. If we had any messages, that would come up here. And then to get back to our main screen, we just simply touch back. Now this has the GDO 88 traffic. This has its own dedicated page. This will become active as soon as we fire up and turn the transponder on. You can see here I can scroll out. Now this GDO 88 is part of the ADS-B, and we can scroll all the way out to 48 nautical miles. We'll scroll back out here. We also have terrain feature. This is really nice in this area. If we are out near the Appalachian Mountains, we can scroll back and use that. You can see it's all red now because we're on the ground, but if you are within 1,000 feet, you'll see some of the yellow here, and then it turns red as you get within closer than 1,000 feet. So this can have the GDO XM weather installed. It's not currently active on this airplane, but it does have its own dedicated page there as well. Chart view as well, again not active on this airplane right now, but it does have the charts available. So we'll go in and we'll add a flight plan. So let's say we're going to go to one of my favorite places, which would be Myrtle Beach. That's Grand Strand, Charlie Romeo Echo. You can see it comes up Grand Strand there. We just simply hit enter. If we wanted to add another waypoint, we could do so, and that simply puts that into the flight plan. We have our procedure button. If we were coming into Greensboro, we would select, or we'll say Myrtle Beach. We select that airport and we hit enter. Voila, there pulls up all of the current approaches that are at Grand Strand Airport. We could select ILS 23. It automatically defaults to vectors, but we could click on vectors and say, well, we want to go to Ash's intersection or what have you. And we load that approach into our GPS. Very simple. Now we're being vectored for our approach. We go back and we just activate those vectors. And if we were down at Myrtle Beach, you would see that pull up as well. So very intuitive, very easy to use. We also have a nearest information page, whether we want airports. Obviously it's going to pull up Greensboro because we're there, but we could scroll through all of our nearest airports. It tells us which way to turn and how far it is, and the different altitudes there. And then we have some waypoint information. We could go in for intersections, VORs, and those type of things. So that's just a short overall of the Garmin 750. Very nice unit. And so we'll move on here. Our second Navcom is KX155 digital Navcom. Now this does have dual glide slope, so you've got that tied into the 155. Just below that is our digital Garmin 327 transponder. Again, if I put in my code here, it will automatically transpose up to the Garmin 750. And one of the nicest features of this airplane is this would have come standard with a KFC 150 Autopilot. That Autopilot has been replaced. This is the S-Tech 55X Autopilot. Very, very nice Autopilot system. I will turn it on here. You can see it goes through its standard test, and then when it's ready it would come up and say RDY for ready. Now this airplane will fly in heading mode, nav mode coupled through the GPS. It does have an approach feature, so if you are coming in on ILS, this will not only grab the localizer but also shoot the glide slope as well. This is a wash unit, so you'll get the glide slope on the wash approaches as well. We have the back course button as well, altitude, hold, and vertical speed select. I could push this, and if it was engaged, it would show, and I could turn 600-700 feet a minute on the climb, and it would climb up at that particular vertical speed. So very nice unit. Again, this has tied in with the 750 and the Aspen unit with GPSS steering. You simply would select heading mode here, GPSS steering on your Aspen unit, and any turns that are within the Garmin 750, it would make those turns for you. 332 Hotel Papa has the single throw-over control yoke, and we'll talk about the different buttons here. The push to talk is just behind my finger here. You can see on the top this red button, that is your autopilot disconnect button, and your control wheel steering button for the autopilot. Now this will let you temporarily override the altitude hold. If you have a big change in your baro and it all of a sudden you're 50 to 100 feet off, you just simply push that up or down on the yoke and it temporarily overrides it. This airplane does have electric trim as well. In the center you can see we have a nice Davtron chronometer here. This will give you UT time, local time, and then estimated time for your counter for approaches, and that all works very well. On the right hand side here we have a outside air temperature and map light here. All that works very nice. We have a flip-flop for our COM1, so this will actually flip back and forth between our active and our standby on our COM1 radio on the 750. And then we have a transponder ident button as well. Okay, finally we'll point out that we have very nice Rosen sun visors that have replaced the traditional ones. Also, this is a very nice, very clean leather wrapped glare shield that you see here. All of the windows in 332 Hotel Pop are in excellent condition as well.
As you can see, 332 Hotel Papa is a beauty. If you're in the market for a nice sporty F33A, this 1990 model is low time and she is gorgeous. Now remember, she's got the Ramchem New Millennium engine, New Millennium cylinders, GAMI injectors. That means a little more horsepower, a little more speed, better fuel economy, and that's under warranty. And also the avionics inside are 21st century, and they will marry to your iPad so that you've got all that great technology at your fingertips in the cockpit. She's low time, she's beautiful, her paint's in great condition. This airplane's not going to last long, so love for you to come here to Piedmont Triad International Airport and visit us. We are Carolina Aircraft in Greensboro, North Carolina. You can call us at 336-665-0300. check us out online at carolinaaircraft.com. This beautiful Bonanza is looking for a new home. I love her. I know you will too. So come see us. For Carolina Aircraft, I'm May K. Beeler. Thanks for watching.